So today I'm starting my video off a little bit different. Right now I'm setting up a quarry, but I did, what is this guy doing here? What? Anyways, I did see a guy down here. Yeah, he's got a name on him and has 700 health. And I was like, what in the world is this? But I think this is one of the bosses, vampire boss things that you need to fight. Insane. If you notice, sometimes when I hit him, we get some insane damage coming off of this sword. 155 damage we just did. And I just ended up getting myself some vampire blood from vampirism. Nice. So yeah, I think that was one of the big guy bosses. But anyways, I'm heading back up here because I just set my quarry destination to pretty much mine out this entire side here. From down here, from this point all the way down, and it should be fine. I don't think I have any rooms that are near this. And I didn't want it to mine here because what it's going to do is going to replace all of this with dirt, and that's what I would do in my opinion. You don't want a bunch of bats spawning. It's going to cause some issues in your world. So anyways, I just moved this from the beneath, and I'm going to set myself up a quarry here. So showing that support's not going to really do anything for me. Just turning it on is going to allow this to do its thing. Now, let me turn this off for a second. I want to check. I have all of this set. So it should, I guess it is keeping some things. Yeah, I really need to mine this dimension. For one thing, I need a lot more Certus quartz. And then I should honestly set this up, I think next time, once we have a bit more power, I think I want to set this up in the nether, because getting some more quartz would be a really nice thing. Because right now we're also lacking in a little bit of quartz, just to make things a little bit nicer. So what are we going to do today? Well, I actually want to dive into some more, let's see. Well, eventually I want to get into immersive engineering. That's what was running through my head. But industrial foregoing. So yeah, we have a few things from industrial foregoing. But what I want to get is some pink slime. So today we're going to be working on getting pink slime, which shouldn't take very long. We need a slaughter factory. There we go. And all of this. Bam, very simple. We already have all the plastic, so we don't have to worry about that. But this slaughter factory is going to get us everything we need as far as the different types of fluids that we're going to need in order to get pink slime. So as you can see, pink slime right there. It takes a few steps to get this. Now, why are we getting pink slime? Well, I need some of the, what are they called? The stonework factory, I think is what it's called. Material stonework factory. So this bad boy here. Let me go ahead and highlight that. So this requires pink slime. There's a few things that do require pink slime. It's going to show up in here as normal slime, but you do need pink in order for this to work. So mob slaughter factory. Yeah, and if you ever mistake the slaughter factory for the mob crusher, you will realize what you've done, because the slaughter factory doesn't really collect any mob drops. It actually kind of voids mob drops, which is actually a good thing if you're just wanting pink slime, which is what we're wanting. So let's go ahead and get this hooked up. I think we should be fine just swapping these blocks out entirely. Let's see. This right here. Oh man, you gotta move out of the way, bruh. Get out of here. I'm afraid I'm gonna hit you, and then the battle's gonna be on, right? I know you're going after the mobs. I understand that. Alright, we need to disconnect you for a moment. Disconnect you. And then we're just gonna swap these over. The mob slaughter factory should get power from it being just in this location. And we throw this in here. And there's going to be 2 fluids that are going to start generating from this. And we need to get those fluids out. So 2 Ender IO tanks should do the job. I do need to separate these. I'm going to take this and set the up to this. And then I'm going to set the pink slime to the right side. And that should be only way these head out. And we can pull. And there we go. We got pink slime. And now we also have the liquid meat. Now, the liquid meat's really useful. You can make yourself, let's see. I think it's called a syringe. If I say it, yes. A meat feeder. That's what it's called. And you can just fill this up. You can actually take it in here and pull this out. And it will fill up this meat feeder. And if you keep this thing in your inventory, you'll always have a saturation bar as long as you have enough meat stored inside here, liquid meat. It will constantly keep your saturation bar filled, which is really nice, actually. Yeah, and you can of course also throw it in here. There's a way to throw it in here to pull the meat out. and I think it went into one of these. Yeah. So yeah, this is something you can of course do. So from this, we already have enough pink slime to make ourselves a pink slime. And I can duplicate this guy. What are you doing there? Get out of here. I can duplicate these pink slimes. I don't think I'm going to need that many of them. But like I said, I could throw them in here. And I also need to get a separate room dedicated. Oh, speaking of slimes, that guy has ender pearls in him. What? Straight up has ender pearl. That would have been nice to get early on. So with this pink slime, I'm just going to place it just like this. If you get inside, you're going to get the glowing effect. Hopefully that's not permanent this time. I think I had glowing for like so long in this like let's play. Oh, wow, that was quick. And then just hit it with something that has looting. And there we go. We actually got 2 pink slime that time. There should be enough pink slime. I got lava. Wow. The cow constantly fills your thing with lava. So yeah, you just basically repeat this over and over again, and you will have plenty of pink slime. I'm going to let that tank fill up. That way I have a good storage of pink slime. Then I'm going to switch it back to our normal mob farm. And that way we get everything back and running again. So now that I have my material stonework factories, let's just slap these bad boys down here and get them all set up. I think I can use... I would use the like transfer nodes, like flat transfer nodes. That we have extra utilities. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's take this. I need an anvil. And we can make ourselves some flat transfer nodes. Look at that. And we'll make 8 of them. And then I think when it goes like this, just flat on here, that pulls out. I need to make sure. And then I'm going to go ahead and get these hooked up to power. These 2 can be hooked in over here. There we go. Get them some power. They're going to start running. Let's just make sure that this is actually transferring. Yes, it is. Okay, so that works. That works good. All right, so what I want to do is I want to have these do a couple of different things. One I want to be producing sand, which means I'm going to have to go in here, and for each one, as you can see, it will constantly fill up with a random material. So what I have to do is go in here and block every single one of these ports. Just like this. Making a weird noise. And then, I don't want this smelting or doing glass. I want to do glass on my own. I want to do it as requested. Because we also need some sand. So this right here needs to be accepting. You know what I think that is? I think that's that mod that prevents you from crashing. Doing that. And I think it has to do with these extra utilities, flat transfer nodes, which always have given me some problems. So this basically needs to be crushing all the way till you get some silicon, which is from Nuclear Craft, but I think it will work anyways. I think, yeah, with inscribers. I might have to go change my pattern for this just to make sure that it will accept that particular type. But I think that's going to be the only issue, is we need to make sure it accepts this particular type. Because I did not have it set that way. So, what we can do with this, slap this bad boy on there. Also, I got to go through the same process. Yeah, that's definitely causing some issues there. Pull that out, and we should get sand and that in there. Perfect. All right, let me go ahead and throw these in there because I think that's causing some issues. And then I'm going to connect this to my system, so it will be, so it'll show up as if there is entire inventories here, worth of this stuff inside of our system. So to do that, I'm going to use 2 storage buses. You could get away with 1 if you hooked up a controller to this thing. I'm going to go ahead and just use 2 of these since that's the only thing we're hooking to it. And there we go. And we have 8 channels on this side anyways with this particular cable. So now we only have 3 things on this channel. So now if we look in our system, you can see this is starting to build up. And eventually we'll have just a ton of it. So key. And I'm going to go ahead and lock these up. So if we do pull all the items out, it will make sure that that is what's going in there, which should always go in there anyways. All right. And I think this should be set up fine. Input and output mode bi-directional. I think I want to keep that, even though I don't think items will go in there. Like it's going to be, they're going to basically fill up, and this is going to stop producing, and so on and so forth. So some of you guys said I trapped this little fella inside here and didn't give him anything to do. So I decided to come up with a contraption that will satisfy the needs of any one of these little fellas. All right? And that's going to be an auto poppy placer. It may seem dumb, but it will work. All right? Let's get an axe. If I have one in here, even if it's this one. So I went ahead and made a Silk Touch pickaxe. I got myself ready to go. Right here is going to be some grass. Same with this little area. And then we're still going to use this wood. I really like the way this wood sort of fits in here. But we're going to have 2 plots of grass right here. Perfect. And then we'll go ahead and fill the rest of this in. What is this? Oak planks. Go ahead and oak planks. Let's see if I have any more. I do. Of course I do. Fill this back in. And what I want to do is I want to set up a weird, just a very weird contraption that is going to hopefully keep this guy right here facing this way, just constantly breaking poppies. That's all it's going to do. It's literally just here for the fun. Okay, so what are we going to need for this? Well, for one thing, we're going to need an observer. That's going to detect when the poppy is broken. And then we're also going to need something to place the poppies, which is going to be a dispenser. I don't know why they got to make this so that way you place them in these odd ways. But anyways, I digress. And what we're going to do is just set up some simple wireless redstone. This will get you guys' redstone chops all fired up and ready to go. What we need to do is take a redstone receiver. Let's actually make a smart wrench, just in case we need to rotate these things, but we should be able to do this. I'm going to show you how these work. So I have a redstone receiver and transmitter. These things come from RF Tools. So what you need to do is place a redstone transmitter that is going to send the redstone signal, or sorry, it's going to accept the redstone signal, and then the receiver is going to receive that redstone signal and carry it forward. So the redstone transmitter, I believe the arrow will point in the section of the block you're looking. So if you point it here and place it, it's going to be connected to that block. I want to connect it to the back of this block, which it seems to be the opposite, I guess, for that case. Anyways, let's rotate it so that way it accepts it here. And then we need to send it over this way. So right here, I'm going to select this quadrant of the block. As you can see, it's facing in this way. The one thing that I do need to do, however, is I need to right-click this on here to set it, and then place it. Perfect. Now it's set. So what should happen, hopefully, is if I place a single poppy down, that sends a redstone signal. When I break it, you can see it places another one. Oh, yeah. All right, and then the only other thing we need to do is we need to vacuum up these items and put them in here. Now, I don't know if I want to make, I think I want to make this a very clean setup. So I might just use, I would use a facade, but that would be too, now. Let's see if we can't use a item transfer node. It's going to be too expensive. No. We should have all of these items ready to rock and roll. Of course I run out of stone, of all things. Good thing I was cooking some up, right? All right, so yeah, and we'll just pop in here and use a GPS. How about that? That'll make this a nice clean setup so we have something to look at. And we're gonna use a GPS and basically collect the item, the singular item from this. And we do need to make sure this is going in and make sure it's covered up. So let's show the area here because I don't want to be picking up things that I shouldn't. So let's pull this up to here. I think one more. Let's see if that brings it up too high. Oh wow, this thing's actually really low. Oh, I'm just carrying this over. We need to go up. Okay, so we'll go down. I guess that's flat on the ground. And then we need to go back. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And this is, what direction are we facing? North? So north. We're sending it the wrong way. Awesome. So there we go. That should be perfectly fine. Just like that. And that shouldn't be collecting any other items. We shouldn't see it over here, I don't think. Yeah, no, we're good. So that's going to collect the item. It's going to put it inside here. So this is facing east. No, west. So we need to take the west and put items there. Perfect. GPS. Going to go here. And then we're pretty much ready to go. Close this bad boy up. Nothing should spawn there. Something might spawn here. I'll fill it back in. And there we go. This bad boy is just about ready to go. We're going to break some glass. I think I broke it with Silk Touch Pick. And I think let's see, how many do we have in here? 59? There we go. Last but not least, we'll place this down. Place the little fella. And let him have it. Oh, you know what? Almost forgot. Almost forgot to do this. Turn the area off. Pull these blocks out. And then go ahead and set this back up. Perfect. And last but not least that. And there we go. Now, these guys really like to break flowers, but I don't know why he's not breaking this flower. I'm pretty sure it's any flower. And then they also like to break torches. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll break it. Maybe he won't. I don't know. I'll just leave him to his own devices. I would love to see it break and work, but of course he's not going to let that happen. So I definitely had some quests that need to be completed that we have not done yet. Ooh, a Molten Axe. This one was from the Trollager. What is this axe? From the Midnight. Okay. And man, we're just getting a lot of food. So like, I recommend if you're wanting food, the best way to do that is to probably go through that section. All right. What else do we have in here? Something was completed. Oh, I got that. Space exploration from the Moonstone. I went to the moon and all I got was a stupid shirt. What? What is this? From forestry. I'm digging it. It's a very fancy shirt. Where did that come from? That's a part of forestry? Oh, okay. It's an apiarist chess piece has been renamed. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, what is going on? Oh, goodness. Okay, so this right here. Do we have I never listened to music disc, and I probably should. So, record player. Is it called a record player? Wow, this shows you how much I actually... Jukebox, right? It's a jukebox. Oh my gosh. J-U-K, jukebox. I always say that wrong. Alright, let's try this CD out. This looks really gross. What? Oh, can this not be... Does this have to be played in the like a Betweens Land thing? Oh my gosh, it does. It has to be done with this, and we can't listen to it. Oh, I want to listen to it. We'll have to worry about that later then. I do, however, have two music discs that we can listen to. This is supposed to be a Dire Straits song that is done... Money for Nothing. Okay, from Dire Straits. And that is a 8-bit cover. Oh my gosh. Yep, I'm good. This is now I know why I don't usually listen to records. So there's some other things that I would love to get done today, and that is to take all of this stuff that we are getting from our quarry and give it someplace to go. And this wall, well, as pretty as it is unfortunately, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. Because what we're gonna do is we're going to start storing all of our items in here for right now. Creating ourselves a giant wall, or walls, I should say. Because I might do separate ones. And just start getting them going. That's gonna be the main thing. So right here is just gonna go my regular drawer controller. And then up underneath, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and place this sort of hidden underground. This is the ender chest that everything is hooked to. And then I'm just going to use a simple item conduit to store the items, right? And get them going. I'm not going to start it yet, but I am going to go ahead and start placing all these drawers. Now you can fully customize these drawers to make them look like the walls and everything. They're this mod is completely customizable, but I actually like the way these look, just made out of wood. So this should function just fine. The only thing that would work well is having these corners. You know what? We can actually get into that. And I think the trim can be customized. I think. I've actually not made any of the trim. So these are trim blocks, and these of course are just oak, but we can make framed trim, and that's what I'm probably going to make. And inside this mod also has a workbench, I believe. I need to find it. It's right here, and it is made out of what? Just regular oak trim. So there we go. Oh, I need one extra piece, of course. Of course. There we go. So there is our framed trim piece, and I'm just going to place it right here for right now. And what I can do is I can put this in here and customize the way this looks. So I think by default, the wall is something like this, right? So I could just leave it like that and pull this out. Oh, the wall is not like that, but it is like this. Okay, so I don't know if the connected textures is going to work. That'd be really nice if it did. But I don't think the connected textures are going to function. Yeah, they're not, but that's okay. I might actually just change the way this looks. And so what this trim is going to do is... Oh, I need an axe for this. Of course. What this trim is going to do is it's basically going to connect or allow these to be connected to this drawer controller in this whole system. So that way I can have another one over here on the wall. Right? And that way we can store tons and tons of items. Like, that's the goal here, or at least for me, is to be able to store as many items as possible, because honestly, our system is bringing in tons of different types of items. And eventually I just want to have it hooked into our applied energistics system, and this is probably one of the best ways to do that. So with all of this in here, it actually looks really good. Like when you walk in here, it's like, bam, you were struck with all these items. Now I still have to turn this on. And believe me, there's a lot of items backed up. This isn't the only thing. So if I turn this to always active, this should start filling with items. And it should be just fine. Like, I'm just going to leave it as is. Just let it do its thing. I'm not too concerned about where the items go. Now, there might end up being duplicates of where items potentially go. But as far as right now, I mean, this is fine. It'd be really nice later on. I think we might create another room that is going to be specifically for ingots and such that will support our applied energistics system. But what this does is this prevents us from needing a lot of storage with our applied energistics. We can just simply use this, which is honestly, in my opinion, a really great way to go. And it will only use one channel. So, props to this. So this is actually going to function, and it looks really nice. So I'm going to let this go ahead and fill up, and I guess, yeah, call it there. So I got everything wrapped up. It looks like everything is going in every slot like it's supposed to, and things are going well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that like button if you haven't already, and also click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Guys, I will see you in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.